10 Biggest Mistakes in the NBA Draft. Greetings and welcome to Sportflix once more. The top 10 biggest NBA draft mistakes, another video from us, is here. Let's examine some of the biggest errors made during the history of the NBA draft. Some of them were based on inaccurate assessments, while others were short-term bets that didn't pay off in the long run. All ultimately caused their franchise to fall short of its potential had they all played more shrewdly. Here we go. But before we start, don't forget to dunk on that subscribe button and like the video. Number 10. Sam Bowie, who will always be remembered as the man Portland selected in place of Michael Jordan, is poor. Bowie only appeared thrice in more than 70 games during his 10-year career. His worst injury run occurred in his second, third, and fourth seasons when he played a total of 63 games. Bowie's career wasn't bad, 10.9 points, 7.5 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 1.8 blocks, but it wasn't one worthy of a number 2 pick, especially not the player selected between Hakeem Olajuwon and Jordan. Jordan may have been a distraction for the Blazers, who needed a big guy because size is something you can't learn, but they already had Clyde Drexler on the roster. In addition, Michael Jordan emerging from North Carolina was decent, but not quite the legend we now know. In contrast, Sam Perkins, a competent but dependable center who could stretch the floor and drain 3 threes, and in 9th place we have Darko Milicic, second pick in the 2003 NBA Draft. The Detroit Pistons selected Darko Milicic, the pick following LeBron James in the 2003 NBA Draft. Detroit's success from 2003 through 2008 will always be one way to minimize this selection, even though many would quickly call it one of the worst NBA draft selections ever, and arguably the worst since 2000. The 7-foot-tall Serbian center participated in 468 NBA games and won the league title while a rookie with the Pistons. The true problem was getting chosen ahead of Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade, even though he averaged 6 points and 4 rebounds in 19 minutes per game throughout his career. Milicic is the lone non-all-star out of the top 6 picks in his NBA draft class. Even though he entered the league with a competitive team and had few opportunities to develop as a player, Milicic will typically be viewed as a poor pick. 8. Kwame Brown, first pick in the 2001 NBA Draft, is at number 8. The Washington Wizards made Kwame Brown their first-round pick in the 2001 NBA Draft, making him one of the most notorious picks ever. He played 607 games during his career and was the first player from a high school to be selected first in the NBA Draft. Despite having a lengthy career, Brown is recognized as a below-average player who disappointed significantly. He lacked outstanding skills. Tyson Chandler and Pau Gasol were not chosen, but Brown was. Number 7. The Sacramento Kings have aired multiple times in recent years when evaluating talent. Another example of poor talent judging occurred during the 2012 NBA Draft. Brewster School in New Hampshire, which is most renowned for turning out NBA roster fillers like Jeff Adrian, Jerome Dyson, Craig Brackens, and potential 2012 draft pick Will Barton, sent Robinson there as a 5-star prospect in the fall of 2009. The Kings chose Thomas Robinson as the 5th overall choice in the talented NBA draft class. Robinson played for Kansas for 3 years before entering the NBA draft, although his NBA career lasted 5 years and 313 games for 6 teams. He only appeared in 51 games for the Kings before they traded him in his rookie year. But perhaps that is a good thing. The Kings selected Robinson with the 5th overall pick, thus they've already dealt with him partly due to him falling short of expectations. That was a rare occurrence. Robinson was only the 7th top 5 pick to be traded during his rookie year. If you've been hooked to the video for so long, don't forget to like and subscribe. Number 6. Hasheem Thabeet, second pick in the 2009 NBA Draft. In 100 games over 3 years at UConn, Hasheem Thabeet averaged 10 points and 9 rebounds. These stats persuaded the Memphis Grizzlies to choose him in the second round of the 2009 NBA Draft. In his first season, Thabeet played a career-high 68 games and averaged 3 points while playing 13 minutes each. He only played in 4 more NBA seasons for 3 different clubs after that without having much of an effect. Thabit left the NBA after the 2013-14 regular season. Tyreke Evans, the winner of the Rookie of the Year award, DeMar DeRozan, Jrue Holiday, and Stephen Curry were all chosen before him, making this one of the worst NBA draft picks in history. At number 5 is Kobe Bryant, 13th pick in the 1995 draft, Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets selected him in the 13th round but traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers. We now enter a different kind of terrain. The Hornets trade, in which they acquired Vlade Divac, was a freak to do a disaster and make the largest mistakes in NBA draft history, despite the Lakers' sensible decision to select Kobe Bryant on draft night. Jerry West, the manager of the Angelinos, is reported to have held off telling Charlotte who they should choose until right before it was their turn out of concern that they would back down. Number 4, Karl Malone, 13th pick in the 1985 draft, Utah Jazz at the 4th place. A guy relegated to a draft slot with no bearing on his career is an eerily Kobe-like case. Malone may be, with his teammate John Stockton and players like Charles Barkley or Elgin Baylor, one of the best players ever to win a ring without the ring. After some rational picks like number 1 Pat Ewing and some utterly absurd picks such as John Konchak, number 5 for the Hawks, and Joe Klein, the second highest scorer in history was selected at pick number 13 in the draft, on the 6th for the Kings. Unfortunately for them, 2 other mistakes are well known for doing just that. Number 3, Anthony Bennett, first pick in the 2013 NBA draft. After LeBron James left the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2010, the team consistently placed in the top 5 of the draft. They chose one of their weakest players in the 2013 draft. In a shocking move, Cleveland selected Anthony Bennett from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, even though Victor Oladipo was expected to be the top pick. Bennett became the first player from Canada to be taken first in an NBA draft, but his NBA career only lasted 4 seasons, 151 games, 4 starts, and he only averaged 4 points and 3 rebounds per contest. Oladipo, on the other hand, averages 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists a game, and has been selected to the NBA All-Star team twice. Number 2, in second place, is Greg Oden, first pick in the 2007 NBA draft. With the first pick in the 2007 draft, the Portland Trail Blazers made a wise selection. The first pick out of Ohio State was Greg Oden. Although injuries hampered not a terrible pick at the time, Oden's tragic career and he never developed into the great NBA player Portland had hoped he would be. Oden's knee ailment forced him to sit out his whole rookie campaign. In his second season, he returned and played 61 games, although his point total was only 9 per contest. After playing 21 games, he missed 3 complete NBA seasons before playing his last 23 games with the Miami Heat in 2013 and 14. Kevin Durant was selected by the then Seattle Supersonics after Oden, now Oklahoma City Thunder. Oden's prospects of winning the league MVP and being one of the best scorers in NBA history were not as excellent as Durant's, even if he had an injury-free career. Number 1, Ricky Rubio, 5th pick in the 2009 draft, is in first place. Ricky Rubio, who's played in 563 NBA games and averages 11 points and 8 assists per game, is still a reliable point guard. The Minnesota Timberwolves drafted Johnny Flynn 6th in the 2009 NBA draft, while Rubio was selected 5th. The Golden State Warriors selected Stephen Curry, a Hall of Famer and 2-time NBA MVP, with the next 2 picks. Rubio made his NBA debut for Minnesota in 2011. Nonetheless, he proved a stronger player than Flynn. Flynn hasn't played in the NBA in 8 years. Rubio is currently with the Phoenix Suns, and Curry has won 3 NBA titles and is vying for a 4th with Golden State. This brings us towards the end of the video. Do remember to like the video, share your views about it, and subscribe to Sportflix. We shall see you soon with such amazing content.